Howdy, howdy. This is Mike Lucy once again from Ava Elite, and today we're going to be doing Facebook lead ads course number 203 real quick. Our course 203 is the third and last in a series of videos, trainings, and tutorials about how to set up a Facebook lead ad. The Ava Elite Facebook lead ads 201 course was how to create the form. The Facebook lead ads 202 course was how to create the ad. And then finally, the Ava Elite Facebook Lead Ads 203 course is how to put it all together and connect your lead on Facebook into your third-party CRM, sales system, newsletter system, or whatever system it is that you want to be able to collect your leads in. It could be as simple as a Google Sheet. Zapier will accommodate that. For the sake of our training today, what we're going to be doing is connecting our lead on Facebook to a CRM, and in this case, it's going to be Sierra Interactive. So real quick, what we're going to be doing is taking a quick look at the form and the ad, and then we're going to go through the process of creating the Zap. So if you have watched the 201 and 202, what you would have noted or known or seen is that we've created a lead ad from one of our internal pages here. For the sake of the Zap, what we're going to be doing is an actual real life form that we've created just today. The ad that's been created today, the ad has yet to be turned on because the Zap is yet to be done. So you're actually going to be seeing us put into play, implement, publish a new form, a new ad, and connect it all together to our CRM with a Zap. So the form we're going to take a look at real quick. Once again, this form was not part of the 201 training. The 201 training was just a generic form that we created on one of our internal pages. However, truth be told, we've created a new lead ad form today, and we're going to be using it for the purpose of this demonstration. So once again, if you recall from 201, what you do is you go to the page, then you go to Publishing Tools, you scroll down a little bit, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see Forms Library. When you click Forms Library, you are going to see the forms that are available. We have just created today, April 11th, the TW buyer list form. And I'm going to click it. And what we're going to see is a preview of that form real quick. We're not going to submit it yet. It has yet to be submitted. That's very important. Oh, I have submitted it. So this is actually a good thing to know is if you've already submitted a form, you cannot do so again. You're limited, a consumer on Facebook's is limited to only submitting a form once. So what you can do to undo that submission is go to this developer testing tool, click this link, and then in here, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a list of pages and forms. And I'm going to do a Control F or search for Terra. Find the group. In this case, I selected the wrong one. This is a very good thing to know. And this kind of happened accidentally. And I'm kind of glad it did happen accidentally. So TW buyer list, we've already tested it. So I'm going to select that form. And I'm going to delete my lead from the system. And it says, I have been deleted. So what this allows us to do is go back and retest that form. And for testing purposes in Zap, it becomes very, very, very important. And I'll explain in more detail why when we get to that point in the Zap. But for now, the reason is because the test lead that comes in the Zapier natively has the wrong phone format in it. So when you try to send a test lead from Facebook lead ad through Zapier to the CRM that we're using, Sierra, what ends up happening is it bounces back and it fails because the phone is not in the proper format. So here's what our lead form looks like. We're going to do a preview on it, and you can see we have a little bit of text. We have a couple questions. What's the price range of your dream house? What city do you want it to be in? A whole bunch of cities in here. First name, which is auto-populated on Facebook. Last name, auto-populated on Facebook. Email and phone number. So we're not going to do anything with this quite yet. We're just going to close it. Now what we're going to do is go to Zapier. So you go to Zapier. Let me open it up at the home screen. And a couple quick notes about Facebook lead ads and Zapier. Unfortunately, the free tier of Zapier does not have Facebook lead ads connectivity. So as you can see, it's in the dashboard here, and it has the premium orange block on top of the icon here. And that means you must have a pro or paid plan within Zapier. I think Zapier plans start at $20 a month or $19 a month. So you'll need to buy into that tier in order to have Facebook lead ad connectivity to your CRM. That's fine. So assuming you do upgrade your account or you already have an upgraded account, the next thing we want to do is select Make a Zap. We click the little red button up there, and we are going to be prompted with a screen here. And we're going to have two parts to this Zap. We're going to have a trigger, and we're going to have an action. What a trigger is that Zapier is always what we say technically listening for new leads to come from a source. And in this case, the source is Facebook lead ads. It's listening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's always listening. When it hears or there's a new lead that's inbound to the Zapier system, what happens is Zapier then understands what that trigger is, reads the data, and then the next step is an action step. And the action step is, all right, take the data that we've captured in the trigger step and then do some action with it. In this case, what we're going to be doing is pushing it to a CRM, Sierra Interactive. Most CRMs, I'm going to say like 95 or more % of the CRMs in the world nowadays are Zapier enabled. So you shouldn't have a problem connecting to your CRM. If your CRM doesn't have Zapier capability, that's probably a pretty bad sign. And maybe it's time to move on and upgrade to a newer CRM. So what we're going to do first is we're going to select in the trigger step here, we're going to choose the app for the trigger step. And it's going to be Facebook lead ads. We're going to select the only option that's available, new lead, save and continue. We're going to choose the account. We're going to choose the Facebook account. As you can see, I have many accounts. We have many accounts in here. To connect an account, a new account, you simply press this button and you'll need to wait a second. And yeah, a new account is created. You may need to log into your Facebook right there if you're not already logged in a current session on Facebook. Otherwise, it's very simple and straightforward. That might be the only difference that you have when you're setting yours up between what you just saw now. I'm going to select Save and Continue. And set up options. Now it's very important because each person may manage many pages, and within each page there may be many forms. We have to identify what page and what form it is that we're listening for these new leads in the trigger step. So in this case, we're going to be using the Tara Wagner group. We're going to select the form, TW buyer list. Then we're going to click continue. And next, what Zapier does is it gives you an option to have a test lead triggered and sent. So we can simply select the connect and continue. What's happening is Facebook is triggering a fake or test lead. And you can view that test lead by clicking that blue link there, view your lead. You can see there's a bunch of phony or false data in here. Dummy data for last name, dummy data for first name, phone number, email, so on and so forth. Please note, if you're doing this with Sierra Interactive and maybe a few other systems for phone number, the CRM is expecting the phone number in specific formats. This is obviously not a phone number. So if we were to continue on with our testing with Sierra Interactive, this would fail. We would receive an error message because the CRM system or Sierra Interactive would say, hey, that's not a real phone number. Therefore, we're not pushing it to the system. So at this point in time, I'm comfortable with the test data we have. And you can simply, I'm going to click continue, and you can do the same. By clicking continue, the next step is we're going to fill out or complete the action step in our Zap. If this is a first-time activity for you, you might have to type in the name of your CRM here. There's many of them available. We use Agile for many things. There's Follow-Up Boss. There's Lion Desk. There's Salesforce. You name it, it's here. And if it's not here, that's a problem. Time to upgrade your CRM. So what we're going to be doing is using a CRM called Sierra Interactive. So we click that option. Next, we want to identify what activity we're doing. We're going to be creating a new lead because once again, leads can only be submitted one at a time on Facebook. And this is going to be a new lead. We're going to click save and continue. And then we're going to select an account. What you'll need to do here is if you haven't already connected an account, you'll need to press this button, and this screen will change from CRM to CRM. Some CRMs you'll simply have to put in your username and password. Others you'll need an API key. More often than not, I think you need an API key. There are instructions in your CRM where to get that API key from. So for Sierra Interactive or Ava Elite, we actually have documentation on our site how to find that key. Every CRM is different. Please do make note of that. You'll need to thoroughly understand where to get your API key for your system. Once you enter it, you'll see that you'll have an entry for connections or connected accounts. I'm going to select our Sierra Interactive account here since it's already been configured. Select Save and Continue. Next, a very important part is we have to map fields to fields. So by doing so, you go through sequentially the fields as they appear on this form here. The first one here is the lead first name. It's required. So we're going to map the field from the Facebook lead form to the field in the CRM, and we do so by clicking this drop down that's not cooperating. And I may have clicked too many times, and now my system's frozen, and hopefully this is just a very temporary. There we go. All right, lead first name. We're going to map that to the field on the Facebook form called first name. And it's supposed to populate in here, but it didn't. And once again, this is because my computer is misbehaving and I pressed way too many things way too fast. And my battery is running low, which it shouldn't be. And it's now plugged in. All right, great. So I'm going to select this once again. We're going to select first name. There. It populates. Step 1, test lead. That's the first name dummy data. Next, we're going to do the same for last name. Password. This is required. What this is for, in the case of Sierra, and Sierra is a unique case. I haven't seen this in any other CRM, but what this is a default password. So when this lead hits the system and the outbound autoresponder is sent immediately, that the user account is then created for the consumer that has went through this lead, the consumer of this lead, and they're going to get a nice little email that says, welcome to Tara Wagner Group, which is real estate, by the way. In order to log into your site and see your list and get the houses that you're interested in, please click here. Here's your username and here's your password. So what we're going to do is set a default password of Facebook 2018 exclamation. Next is lead type. What's going to happen is Zapier is going to go out and look for what are the lead types configured in the CRM. These fields are different for every CRM. So although we're doing Sierra Interactive, certainly if you have another CRM, your fields will be different. You're just going to have to use a little bit of common sense and intuitiveness to map fields to fields. But it's important to map these accurately. So lead status, so when a new lead comes in, we're going to set it to the status of new. And the email is going to map to the email field. And the status, we're going to set to valid address because we have validated the address for all clicks of Facebook lead ads on the front end. Phone, we're going to select phone number. And here's the problem that we're going to have and why we're not going to test it here on the front end. Is in this case, it says test lead dummy data for phone number. Because this is not a valid phone number, i.e. in the format of in my case, my number is 717-420-0972. It's not in number format. This test would be rejected from or by Sierra because it's not of the proper format. Most CRMs don't do that. Some CRMs do. Just be aware of that when you're running a test in Zapier. Next. Phone status, we're going to do valid number because we validated it through Facebook. In our case, we can now assign it to an agent. In this case, all inbound assignments go to Ashley Martin. Referral fee optional is blank for us. Send registration email. Do we want to send the autoresponder? Well, yes, we do. The consumer has clicked the button because they're expecting something. We certainly are sending it to them. Lead source becomes Sierra API. In this case, a note, what we're going to do in our notes section here is we're going to put a couple things in. We're going to put city because we've asked the consumer to, in their drop down, What city are they interested in moving to or from? And what city would you like your dream house? Right there. And we're going to put our cursor at the end, hit enter, and then we're going to type price range, :space. And we're going to hit the drop down, and we're going to grab the data for what price range is your dream house. Tags, we don't have any tags in this case, at least right now. You may or may not have tags depending on how you structure your CRM. Next, in our case, is source. Our source is going to be Facebook right here. So we have two Facebook sources. One is Messenger for all inbound leads from Facebook Messenger, and this one is for Facebook. So we want to select not Facebook Messenger, but indeed we want to select Facebook. Finally, site. If you have multiple sites, Zapier Interactive, many other CRMs or platforms allow for multiple sites or multiple agents. You'll want to assign this to the proper site. So what we're going to do now is we fill out all the fields, mapped all the fields. We're going to click continue. And at this point in time, what you could do, what I can't do, but you could do, is you could select send test to Zapier Interactive. We cannot do this because the phone number will fail. The phone number is not of the proper format. So we're going to simply skip the test in our case, and we're going to click finish. We're going to name our Zap, and we're going to call it TW Buyer List 0411. I'm going to select the folder. We're going to put this in Cliff's folder, Cliff's TW folder. Right there. And we're going to turn the Zap on. And the Zap is now enabled. So we're going to do a real quick test here for Zapier Interactive or Ava Elite. What we're going to do is we're going to actually go submit the form on the front end. Zapier should pick it up and push it to our CRM. Our CRM in this case is Zapier Interactive or Ava Elite. I want to make sure that my lead is not already in there. My test lead is already not in the system. If it is, it's going to get kicked back because it would be a duplicate lead. And indeed, I am in the system. So what I want to do, and regardless of platform, this is a common activity. You'll want to make sure that whatever you're submitting from is not a duplicate lead. So you may want to go in and delete the lead. So here's my email, michael.a.lucy@gmail.com. I'm going to go back to the previous screen, and I'm going to delete this lead. I'm going to highlight it, and I want to delete it and permanently delete leads. I'm permanently deleting my lead. Why does it say 11? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm only deleting my lead. I'm selecting more, permanently deleting my lead. I'm deleting this one lead. It can't be undone. I'm selecting permanently delete. It's now gone. So there's no longer an entry in the CRM or the database of me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to here, and in Zapier, we're going to go to task history, and we're going to take a look at our tasks, and you can see the last one here is one that failed for our Ava RE tripwire. Now what we're going to do is we're going to test the lead. We're going to refresh the screen, and we're going to see a task that ran through for that Zap that we've created, and it should, if we've done everything correctly, it should run to success. So we're going to go back to this Facebook page, and we're going to select TW Buyer List. We're going to click Preview. We're going to select a price range for the house we want to buy. The city that we want to live in. I am going to pick a city. I like the name of the city, Missouri City, so I'm going to pick that. The rest of this stuff is accurate, and I'm going to click Submit. This is the thank you message, and then the button that would take us to the website. This will take us to Tara's website. There you go. That's working. And now we're going to go back to the Zapier task history. We're going to refresh. And drum roll, please. We did not fire off the Zap. And hopefully that's just because we have to wait for it to hit. Let's go to our Zap. And this is another way to check your Zap, is we can go to the Cliff Tara folder. We're going to go to TW buyer list. We're going to click that 0411. And we're going to view this task history. And it's yet to come through. Everything, select date. So we're just going to wait. This is likely just a result of having to wait for that lead to come through. Slight waiting period. And what we're going to do is refresh here, and there should be one submitted. Lead count one submitted. I know what the problem is, and I apologize for doing this. We did not actually do the lead from the ad itself. We're going to have to go back to the developer testing tool. We're going to do all right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go test our Facebook lead ad form, our Zap, and make sure that the lead lands in our CRM or database. One thing you'll want to make sure is that you are cleared out of the CRM or database. Many CRMs do not allow duplicates. At least they shouldn't allow duplicates. So I'm going to put my email in here. Search to make sure that there's no leads in the system already, so there's no leads found. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back here and we're going to publish our lead ad. I'm going to turn it on by setting this switch here to active, and we're going to wait for this blue bar to finish. We're going to click edit on the ad, and then we're going to preview the ad. Right here, view on Facebook desktop newsfeed by clicking this little arrow. It's going to open up, and we're going to be previewing the ad as a demo. So this is what it would appear like to people in our audience right here. Here's the ad right there. And we're going to click the call to action button, which is sign up. We're clicking the sign up. And we're going to answer the questions. What price range is your dream house? What city is your dream house in? I love the name Missouri City. I don't know much about it, but I'm going to select Missouri City because I like the name. The rest of the information is pre-populated by Facebook, and we're going to click submit. And we can click view listings here at the end of the lead submission. And what it will do is open up the Tara Wagner site and allow the consumer to search through properties through the filters and search features over here. We're not here to talk about that. So what we're going to do is now close this. We've submitted our lead as the Facebook lead ad form developer. What we're going to do is we're going to go check the history of this lead ad form. We're going to do so by going to the page, going to publishing tools, scrolling down, and we're looking for a lead ad count here. You can see there's been one lead submitted. That would be mine. I'm going to refresh it. So the lead count is still 0. Sometimes there's a small delay between the time the lead submitted and when it shows up in this lead count here. And this is very important to note, because until this number reads 1, right there where it says 0, leads count 0, although we have 1 in untargeted. Although we have untargeted, what will happen is in Zapier, what we're going to do is go to dashboard, and we're going to go to task history, and we're going to be looking for this task. And there it is right there. So TW buyer list 0411, that Zap was fired off. A task was created. It listened for the Facebook lead. Here is the data that came from the lead. There's my name, first name, last name, my phone number, my email is here, some right there's my email, and then the answers to the questions, city and price range. So that information was indeed picked up by Zapier, and because there are no error messages, we can go through and review just for an audit, for sanity, as a sanity check. We can select data out and look at the data that was pushed, data in, the data that was pushed to Sierra Interactive. Here it should match exactly what came from Facebook. First name, last name, city, phone, and price range. Where is it? Price range. Price range, right there. Notes. It's in the notes section. Price range. So the last sanity check on our behalf is to go into the CRM, search for that email. This was the email it was submitted from. And we should see there is a new lead. There I am, submitted to and entered into the CRM. Now, if I go check my email, which I'm not going to, I will have received an autoresponder out of the CRM that says, thank you for your interest in the Tara Wagner Group. Click here to go to your website, go to our website, log in, and get a list of the homes that you're interested in. That's it. Very simple. Once again, to summarize, this was Ava Elite, Facebook Lead Ads 203, how to create a Zap to connect your Facebook lead ad form and your Facebook lead ad to your CRM. Your CRM can be any Zap or Zapier-enabled CRM, database, sales system, newsletter, so on and so forth. We went through the process end to end. We tested it thoroughly. I'm confident it's working. So that being said, I hope that you found this tutorial, this series of tutorials, 201, 202, 203, to be of extreme value. And I'd also like to make an announcement. We have an extra special bonus coming up for all Ava Elite members. And that's going to be one simple little trick that you can do in Zapier in your pro account to help you insanely increase your conversions. So what I invite you to do is be on the lookout for information. Check your email, check your Facebook Messenger, and check your text messages, as we will be publishing this bonus. Once again, the bonus is going to be how to insanely increase your conversion rates with one silly little thing that you can do in Zapier that I guarantee you're not doing right now. All right, that's all I have. Thank you for joining. Be on the lookout for additional trainings, tutorials, and classes from Ava Elite. Have a great day, and bye now.